You wake up from a nightmare you can't explain. The fear feels real. But the memory isn't yours. You flinch at loud voices. You panic when people leave. But nothing bad has happened to you. Not directly. So what is your body remembering? What if your pain started long before you were born? Scientists once believed trauma died with the person who experienced it. But the truth? It echoes through blood. That's what epigenetics is revealing, the idea that trauma doesn't just mark your memory. It marks your genes. Not by changing your DNA itself, but by turning certain genes on or off, just like a piano plays different notes, depending on who's sitting at the keys. Stress, famine, war, grief, these experiences leave chemical tags. And those tags can be passed on. One study looked at children of Holocaust survivors. They had higher levels of cortisol sensitivity, the stress hormone, even if they'd never heard the stories. Their bodies remembered. In 1944, during the Dutch hunger winter, thousands starved. Pregnant women went without food. Years later, their children had higher rates of obesity, heart disease, schizophrenia. And their grandchildren did too. Trauma passed not through story, but through biology. In Canada, Indigenous communities carry the scars of colonization and forced residential schools. Higher suicide rates, chronic illness, addiction, all linked to pain they didn't choose. Science, ancient traditions spoke of this. In the Bible, the sins of the fathers are visited upon the children. In African and Native American traditions, you carry 7 generations inside you. The idea wasn't punishment. It was memory. Some call it karma. Others call it spiritual DNA. Whatever name you give it. The message is clear. You are the echo of what came before you. You want to love freely, but you flinch at closeness. You want to succeed, but self-sabotage kicks in. You want to feel joy, but something dark keeps pulling you down. And when you try to trace it, there's nothing obvious. But maybe the pain isn't yours. Maybe it's your mother's heartbreak, your grandfather's betrayal, your great-aunt's silence. You are the ending of their story, or the start of its healing. Here's the good news. If trauma can pass through blood, so can healing. It starts with awareness. When you name the pattern, you begin to loosen its grip. Breathwork, therapy, journaling, forgiveness, even prayer. These aren't small acts. They're ancestral revolutions. You don't have to carry it all. You can say, it ends with me. What if your fear never belonged to you? What if you were born into a story that needed healing and you are the chapter that changes the ending? The pain wasn't your fault, but the healing, that's your gift. For you, for the ones who came before, and the ones who will come after.